No Larry Bird. No Kevin McHale. It was time for the remaining players to gather around. And they had to work extra hard to beat the Sacramento Kings on Monday night. Tonight, they face a much tougher challenge because the Atlantic Division leading New York Knicks are in town. And the Knicks are looking to take advantage of Boston's situation. Stay tuned for this Eastern Conference clash. The Boston Celtics versus the New York Knicks. Coming up next on Sports Channel. Boston Garden, as usual, is sold out, and we've got a great matchup here tonight. The Atlantic Division leading New York Knicks with Patrick Ewing are in town. Tip it off against the Boston Celtics. Hi again, everybody. Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinsohn. Welcome to our coverage of Celtic basketball. Again, the injury report. The key here tonight, no Larry Bird, no Kevin McHale. We saw the team step up in the fourth quarter the other night, the team being the rest of the guys, and they're going to have to do it again tonight, Tom.
No question. Against a team that's really gained some momentum, has a lot of confidence, unlike the team they did it against Monday night. This really will be a challenge to the Celtics tonight. They are going to need lots of offense, and that's what they are going to miss most from Larry Bird and Kevin McHale is points.
Some of the key guys, Tom, who you think need to step up?
Well, in two ways. Kevin Gamble must continue, as we show you Kevin Gamble here at the top left, right here. He must continue to do the job offensively, but he also, because in the last ball game down in New York, he is the target that they go against in Xavier McDaniel. He must control the X-Man. And right here, Eddie Pinckney must do more than his share of rebounding to help that fast break get started so that you can spring Reggie Lewis and all the rest of the quicker Celtic players up court for the easy shots.
All right, the Knicks with a chance to, as Tom mentioned in the pregame show, put a little bit of a stranglehold on first place if they can win here tonight, and then the Celtics see them again on Saturday night. Rematch in the middle, Robert Parrish and Patrick Ewing. We talk about center matchups a lot, but this is a big one for the Chief here.
Sure is, and the Chief in the first half struggled against the Kings, but then he came out like a team leader and really dominated play in the second half. I'm expecting that he will have that same attitude tonight against Ewing. In prior games, he's always seemed to be able to get up for Patrick Ewing.
All right, come on in and pull up a seat. The Celtics and the Knicks coming your way next. And we're back live here at the Boston Garden, getting ready to meet the starting lineups in tonight's game between the Celtics and the Knicks. Boston coming in 20-12 overall, 13-3 at home. The Knicks are 20-10. So they got a two-game bulge on the Celtics in that loss column. And the Knicks are 7-7 on the road. Knicks have actually been playing better on the road of late than they have at home. Lost last night to the Atlanta Hawks after having a scintillating win over the Phoenix Suns on Sunday night. Andy Chick now with the starting lineups.
At guard from St. John's is 6'3", number 13, Mark Jackson. From Tennessee at Chattanooga, 6'6", number 21, Gerald Wilkins. The centers from Georgetown, 7 foot even, and number 33, Patrick Ewing. At forward from Wichita State is 6'8", and number 32, Xavier McDaniel. And at the other forward from Virginia Union is 6'9", number 34, Charles Oakley. Trainer of the Knicks is Mike Saunders, assisted by Tim Walsh. Assistant coaches Dick Harder, Paul Silas, and Jeff Van Gundy. Head coach Pat Riley. And now introducing the Boston Celtics. At guard from Boston College, 6 foot even, number 5, John Bagley. The other guard is from Northeastern, 6'7", number 35, Reggie Lewis. The center is from Centenary, 7 foot 1.5 inches, number 00, Robert Parrish. At forward from Iowa, 6'5", and number 34, Kevin Gamble. And at the other forward from Villanova, 6'9", number 54, Ed Pinckney. Trainer of the Celtics is Ed Lacerte. Assistant coaches Don Casey and John Jennings. Head coach Chris Ford.
And the officials for tonight's game, Ron Garrettson, Jim Kinsey, and Danny Crawford. A young crew.
And what does that mean when you say young?
Means a long game. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the National Basketball Association and the Boston Celtics and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written permission of the NBA, the Boston Celtics, and Sports Channel is prohibited.
Well, you did it twice.
I did.
Yes, but that's okay. Here's the guy under the microscope tonight. What can Kevin Gamble do with him? And you look at the Knicks, they've lost 21 straight here. And they'll be really zeroing in on a win here, as they know they've got their ball club together. The Celts are still trying to find their offense without two of their prime players, Bird and McHale.
Hickney lets it go, and they're going to re-jump it. Now, wait a minute. One of the officials says no, they know which way it's going to go, and it's going to go to the Knicks.
Well, the Celts had a chance to grab that one. They should have.
John Bagley's out on Mark Jackson. Parrish, of course, on Ewing. Gamble chasing McDaniel. Pinckney out on Oakley. Reggie Lewis on Wilkins. Jackson left open, and he makes it.
Jackson is playing a little bit more confidence. There was some concern down in New York as to whether he was going to be the starting guard or Anthony.
And Jackson picks John Bagley's pocket and goes in for two. And Jackson nearly came up with a steal off the inbounds pass.
Well, you can see how aggressive the Knicks defense is going to be. They're going to get all over Bagley. They had great success in pressuring the Celtics down in New York.
Oakley jumped out briefly on Bagley. Now goes back to find Pinckney. Robert Parrish can't get it to go. And Oakley with his first rebound. Jackson with the head up finds Wilkins. And it'll be a foul on Robert Parrish as he cleared out Ewing.
Well, there goes the first of many whistles tonight, I'm sure. And the players are going to have difficulty finding out how to play this game. Now, that was not a shove. That was an act.
Pretty good one, though.
Well, it works. With the young officials, it works.
Bagley the double on Ewing. Jackson open again. Jackson's got 6 points.
They're gambling off Jackson right now, saying he's the guy that's going to have to beat them. And so far, it looks like they better start thinking about it.
Equal to the task. Gamble coming around the screen. Picked off by Ewing. Jackson's got McDaniel as a trailer. And McDaniel's got two. 8-0 Knicks.
Don't want to get behind the New York Knicks at this stage because it's an uphill fight, and the Celtics defense is certainly not equal to a pressuring task like that.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
Let's take a look at the last play. Here's Gamble comes off the pick. He should have sat right in the pocket. Instead, he goes into the paint, draws Ewing, and Ewing had it with his hands right in the passing lane. You got to bounce the ball or put it over his head, and there they'll go. Come at you in droves if you let them.
Mark Jackson, who became a father for the first time on December 28th, makes perfect 4 of 4. 8-0 New York. It's a minute and 40 seconds gone in this game. Gamble coming around the screen, and Kevin knocks it down.
You got to get him involved so that McDaniel has to play a little defense. Here it goes. They're looking inside to try and get it to him.
Pretty good deny there. Ewing gets the roll on the turnaround. Gamble's going to have to deny the ball to McDaniel because once Daniel gets it, Kevin can be in trouble. Might be a reach in on Jackson as he started to make his move, he being Parrish. No, they're going to give it to Ewing.
Well, that's not a bad idea because the Knicks without Patrick Ewing are not the same basketball team either.
For sure. Reggie pops out this time. Goes on Wilkins. Short with the jumper. Pinckney, no on the follow. The tip, though, is controlled by Gamble. Crowd wants Kevin to pop a three. Parrish on the roll. Pass was a little lazy. Reggie in the lane for two.
A little sloppy on the pick and roll play, but the Knicks defense that time broke down on that play.
Ewing trying to find the spot against Parrish. Wilkins putting it on the floor. Leaves it to Jackson. And Ewing hits. Another steal for the Knicks. Oakley's got it this time. Oakley not sure where to go. Oakley did a nice job of playing the field there. Ewing again. Whoa.
Last time the Celtics played the Knicks here at the Garden, Ewing started off like a powerhouse too, and they rode his shoulders for a long time, and then he cooled off in the second half.
Parrish, great spin. Knicks turn it over. Bags on the break. Celtics with numbers. Bagley got it.
Get a little aggressive with the defense. You got all the quick people in there now. Get aggressive. They're starting to.
14-8 New York. Gerald Wilkins' first time. He makes the jumper.
They must have eaten bullseye for breakfast this morning.
Shooting like they live around here.
Whoa!
Xavier McDaniel called off the ball for the foul. His first, team's second. Knicks are 8 of 8.
Oh, heavy-duty stuff.
Parrish, tough shot. Oakley scrapping Jackson the rebound. Knicks a 3-on-2. Ewing on a wing.
Well, Parrish just gave up on the play. After Ewing went off up to block it, he just took off up the floor.
Celtics are going to take a timeout. 7:13 to go here first quarter. Knicks are up by 10, 18-8.
Got to watch Patrick Ewing right here on the defense. After Parrish misses the shot or takes the shot, Ewing just takes off up the floor. Now here's the shot. Ewing knows he bothers the shot. Now watch Parrish come into the screen from the left, and all of a sudden on the left again is Ewing, a half court out in front of Robert Parrish. You've got to get up there. If you take the shot, don't follow it that quickly. Know where Ewing is and get up the court.
Reggie Lewis for two off the screen. Reg with 4, Knicks by 8. Reggie the near steal, and he comes up with it on the hustle play. And gets the layup on the left side.
That's the good aggressive defense. Don't worry about the fouls. Get aggressive. Reggie picked up 3 in the first half against the Kings the other night.
Kevin Gamble got a piece of that shot from Ewing. Reg the rebound. The up quick to Gamble. Wants it. Got it.
That's the way to do it. Great play by Reggie. Good rebound and a good outlet pass.
Celtics back to within 4. McDaniel still calling for the ball. Spins. Makes the jumper.
That's the matchup that Chris Ford is worried about.
Gamble taking it in. Short with the left hand. Goes and gets it for 2.
Well, they're scrapping. That's great. Look at Eddie Pinckney up there, cutting off the penetration.
Gamble the quick hand. Knicks back defensively, but Kevin's open. Rebound open. Couldn't you take a chance, Tom, and play Gamble on Oakley and let Pinckney take a shot at McDaniel?
No, because Oakley had really cleared Gamble out underneath. That's what the Pistons did against the Celtics in the playoffs last year, where Gamble ended up with Lambier.
Yeah, but Lambier can shoot. Oakley can't.
Well, Oakley had taken him right under, and that's what Lambier did too. That's the problem with that matchup. He's just a little bit of a tweener.
Pinckney going on Oakley. Gets the shot.
Eddie Pinckney out of the low post is going to give him more points than the other guy, Oakley, is with the blue uniform.
Patrick Ewing again. Boy, the Knicks just aren't missing.
You just have to wait till he cools off.
Parrish, the little bump, the double team from Jackson. Reggie, the open man, and he makes it.
Good read by Parrish. Read the rotating defense. Wait till it got to the apparent open man and then got it to the definite open man.
8 first quarter points for Reggie Lewis. Ewing again. Tough shot. Rebound Wilkins sneaking in for 2.
I don't know how Wilkins ended up all alone underneath there. Looked like he might have pushed off.
He did open up quickly, didn't he?
Boy.
Reggie, a hook shot. Robert, the follow, the grab by Wilkins. The Chief will be at the line.
Now you watch this kid that's coming in for Wilkins. Here's a look at the last play. Reggie curls off nicely, gets bumped off the shot, but Parrish uses that nicely to go for the rebound and had nothing but 2 points until Wilkins grabbed him.
Chief made the first at 26-21. It was 72% shooting by the Knicks. John Starks, the player Tom was talking about, comes off the bench. Comes off strong, averaging 16 points a game for the Knicks, 3rd highest scorer on the team.
In 26 minutes a game. That's really scoring.
Xavier McDaniel has to give it up to Starks. Starks got Gamble in a switch. Daniels alone in the corner. Going to launch one. Make it for 3.
Don't let him get started. Don't let him get started.
Bagley coast to coast. Dishes for Parrish. Lost the handle. Celtics will have to regroup. Still time. 13 on the shot clock. Reggie, nice little dribble move. In and out with the jump shot. Ewing controls the rebound. Jackson to Starks. He'll try a 3. McDaniel got away with a push-off. And that traveled with it.
The Knicks are renowned for really pushing underneath there, primarily Oakley.
Knicks take a timeout. We'll take it 2:50 to go here in the first quarter. Knicks by 7. (29-22). Knicks are on top by 7 with 2:50 to go here first quarter. Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinsohn.
Well, the Celtics really got themselves in the hole early as the Knicks just jumped out, hit their first 8 shots. And right now, the Knicks are shooting 14 for 17 for 82%. The Celtics are kind of caught up at 10 for 19. But when you look at this ball club, it's not uncharacteristic of the Knicks to have a phenomenal first quarter. They get running and they start hitting all their shots, but they do cool off if you apply some pressure on them, particularly Patrick Ewing.
Joe Klein's in now, replacing Robert Parrish, and Anthony Mason out there covering Kevin Gamble is checked in first time for the Knicks. Gamble tries to work on him right away and lofts it out of bounds.
Now, This is the classic matchup you're talking about. Mason is as beefy as Oakley. We'll see what they elect to do with Mason against Gamble.
Ewing leans in. Wild shot. Loose ball. On the floor. Oakley got it to Ewing. Knicks with a fresh 24, and they'll reset with Jackson at the helm. Patrick wants to work on Joe Klein. Bagley fakes the double. Little up fake by Ewing. Won't go down. Rebound Lewis.
Well, Joe is just bumping him just enough. That's what is known as a finesse bump.
Celtics want the Lewis and Starks matchup.
There's a little finesse bump there by Starks.
Yep. Reggie. Nice shot.
Not a bad matchup. If you don't have the good inside game, pick the best mismatch you got working for you. Go to it.
Reggie's got 10. Celtics within 5 of the hot shooting Knicks. Pinckney, nice jump out on Starks. Ewing again squares up and stuffs it.
Celtics double team never got down there when Ewing put it on the floor. That's when you should go at him.
John Bagley with the spinning move. Rebound Mason. Ewing's going to pass this trip. Oakley fires away. Rebound Reg.
Celtics got to get the gears going and really put some, take some rubber off those sneakers. Run!
Ewing just took a break there. Last trip up the floor. Reggie hits again. Reg has got a dozen. Inside Mason with the left hand.
Boy, he just spreads out. There's not going to be much that Gamble can do about that.
Reggie again. Rebound to Ewing. Nearly threw it behind Jackson, who gets around Lewis. Knicks can get the last shot. Starks for 2. What a great shooting quarter by the Knicks. Kevin Gamble lets one fly, but New York leads by 9 at the end of one, 35-26.
Pat Riley's a wily coach, and he knows a mismatch when he sees it. Here's Mason, one of the real wide bodies, a rookie, against the smaller Kevin Gamble, and that's just position A. And that matchup at the quick forward spot, and that's really truly not a quick forward they got there, but Pat Riley is now playing, or was at that point, 2 power forwards. And the matchups have produced 9 points at the quick forward spot for the Knicks and 7 for Kevin Gamble. So Kevin Gamble, even though he had a good shooting quarter, gave up 2 overall.
74% shooting for the Knicks in that quarter. Brian Shaw, Ed Pinckney, Rick Fox, Joe Klein, and Reggie Lewis are on the floor for Boston. Jackson and Starks, along with Mason, Oakley, and McDaniel for the Knicks. Eddie Pinckney, long with the turnaround, all Knicks on the board.
He forced it through the double team. He really doesn't have that kind of finesse.
Brian Shaw now will take a shot at Mark Jackson defensively. Pinckney jumps out on Mason. Reggie will stay with Starks. That's a good matchup right there.
Watch this kid explode.
If that goes down, I have a newfound respect for John Starks. Clear it out for Brian Shaw. Goes baseline, short with the runner. Joe Klein the follow.
Well, they're not playing with a center right now, as Oakley is really that man. So Joe Klein's going to have a height advantage over everybody in close to that hoop. And that's a good way to use it.
Rick Fox taking a shot at McDaniel. Starks. Don't let him get his feet set.
He comes off those picks, boy, and it's delivered at the letters. It's going, but he can put it on the floor in one dribble drive from the corner.
Brian Shaw back rims it, and Oakley comes away.
They need a good game offensively from Brian Shaw tonight.
Well, Mark Jackson's having himself a game. 8 points. I believe he has 9 assists. Knicks by 11.
I think by design they're playing very soft against Jackson.
Oakley with the foul off the ball, his first.
Here's Joe Klein trying to set up and utilize that size advantage, and then Oakley just rips him to the floor. Oakley does an awful lot of that type of defense and rebounds that way too, and gets away with it.
10 minutes to go here first half. Reggie has been the offense. Goes on Starks. Good move. Count it, and a foul on Starks.
What a move by Reggie that time. He got down real low like a sprinter. Watch how low he gets right now. Puts the ball out in front of him, and as soon as he sees he's not reacting, just continues to go. What a great offensive move by Reggie.
First on Starks, second on the team. Reggie's got 15 first half points. The Knicks lead by 8. Greg Anthony, the rookie out of UNLV, in to run the show. Joe Klein called for a grab on Ewing, who's back in the game.
I want to see this one, as they're fighting for the spot right now. Oh, that's less than the normal contact.
Starks is short. Brian Shaw's got the rebound, and he should have looked up.
That's his problem. He just doesn't look up quick enough.
Nice pass by Rick Fox. Pinckney goes and gets his rebound and keeps it alive to Fox. Shaw's got McDaniel on him. Go to Reg again. Over Starks. Gets the roll.
Well, they're burning that mismatch.
And Pinckney called for a foul on the inbounds play. Into Ewing. Triple teamed. Joe Klein's called for the foul. Interesting, the official who made that call was right below us here. Almost out at half court. Ed Pinckney goes out. Robert Parrish comes in. So Parrish and Klein will play together with Fox, Lewis, and Shaw.
I believe they called that on Fox.
They did, you're right.
No, they give it to Reggie.
Well, they give it to Reggie Lewis.
There it is.
Yep, that's legit.
But that's when you should start to double him. As soon as he puts it on the floor one time, that's the signal to go down and get him. And you got to throw against great pivot guys. You got to keep them guessing. Not let them know when the double team is coming. Sometimes right on the pass in, sometimes on the dribble. But on the direct pass in, Ewing handles that very effectively. But he doesn't handle it when he puts it on the floor. He really doesn't know where to pass the ball when you start to double him after the first dribble.
Greg Anthony out defensively on Shaw. Sticking with Starks. Now the double team on Reg. Joe Klein from the corner.
Joe Klein ought to be involved in the offense for those type of shots. That is his shot, not hook shots. I'll try and get him 20 points out of the low post.
Starks has it knocked away a couple of times, then comes up with it. Mason. Nice shot.
This kid is not a good shooter, but I will tell you, he knows how to get space. even better than Oakland.
He's got tremendous upper body, doesn't he?
His shoulders are as wide as Broadway.
They are. Rick Fox, nice dribble move on McDaniel, and sticks the jump shot.
Not a bad idea. Let him get involved.
Celtics right there, down 5, and the Knicks playing as well offensively as you'd ever want to see. Fox call for the foul.
This is getting awful now. And they're talking to McDaniel, but they'll call a foul on Fox. Watch this. That's where they call the foul. Give me a break.
14 foul on the Celtics, first on Fox. Kevin Gamble's back in. Reggie Lewis is out. Starks lost Gamble and hit the jump shot.
You got to go out and get him off those picks. An extra hard rush to get him off those picks. He's such a quick shooter.
6 for Starks off the bench. He's covering Gamble. Rick Fox again. Robert Parrish takes the rebound from Ewing. Short with the follow-away, and Ewing is there this time. Anthony to McDaniel. And he gets hit by Joe Klein. Xavier McDaniel will go to the line.
Not a bad foul, Joe, as Fox just dallied a little bit off the rebound and then couldn't catch up with McDaniel.
Celtics take a timeout, 6:56 to go here first half. The Knicks are up by 7.
It's not easy to play a good shooter off a stagger pick. Here you're going to see Kevin Gamble, the bottom right of your screen. The first pick comes. He fights through that one. But right here is where Kevin Gamble gets caught. He's got to approach this second pick, step away, and then shoot up to the gap and not really feel contact. Look how he gets caught up on the shoulder. Just the least little bit, and that allows Starks, the quick shooter, to get the shot off.
Knicks continue to shoot well.
Starks, incidentally, has been averaging 18 a game against the Celtics this year from out of nowhere.
Read a great story on Starks. Clips coupons.
From his years in the CBA.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. He says, I never know when I'm going to be back in the CBA, so I'm not changing my habits. Just find him in the locker room clipping coupons.
Much too late recognition of a pick and roll play that should have worked easily.
Mason on a wing. Starks telling Ewing he wants a screen. Ewing didn't really roll off it. And spins in for 2. Ewing had rolled to the hoop. He had it done. Turnover Celtics. Anthony to Starks. Anthony Mason there for the offensive board. Spins back in for 2.
Great play there by Mason. How many times have we talked about Brian Shaw advancing the ball with the pass and really not feeling confident? That last time he tried to advance it and was picked off. Those are those little things that you pick up just by years of experience.
Knicks are going to take a timeout with 5:51 to go. Rick Fox called for an offensive foul that last trip. New York's up by 13. We know you have all read about the trials Johnny Most is going through, and Johnny Most right now could use all our support. John, I know you're out there listening. And fans, we would like you to get behind John here. Please send some cards. Care of New England Baptist Hospital to 91 Parker Hill Avenue, Boston, Massachusetts, 02120. Get well, John. And get back here to the Garden.
Johnny Most has provided so many moments of excitement and love about the Boston Celtics. He sure could use it now from all those people that he gave it to.
Anthony Mason is having himself a game here. He averages 6 a game. He's got 8 in the first half. Knicks have their biggest lead. It's 15. 5:20 to go in the first half. Gamble trying to back Wilkins down. Hits the little turnaround. Fox doing a good job forcing McDaniel off the spot. Knicks go to Ewing instead. Nearly picked off by Fox. It goes out of bounds with 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Great hustling defense that time, particularly by Fox. Now really get aggressive here. There's only 4 on the shot clock. Don't let him inbound the ball that quickly.
Near steal by Parrish. Ewing picks it up and sticks the J. He knew that was going in tonight. 19 for Ewing. Fox, the little dish for Pinckney, and Eddie will go to the line. Couldn't finish it.
That's a great move by Fox, and in actual fact, he should have been stepping to the line on the first play as Mason came up hard underneath.
His second personal foul. 3 team fouls. And Pinckney has 2 shots.
Ed Pinckney offensively, if he could get like 12 points a game on a regular basis, that would be a tremendous contribution by Eddie. Now he's been having hot nights coming off the bench, 6, 8 points, and really doing a great job on the offensive board. But he's got to get out on the front end of the fast breaks, and he's got a real tough job playing big people and controlling them on the defensive board. So defensive rebounding and getting out on a fast break is tough to do.
Shaw out there on Anthony. Wilkins looks to take gamble. Leaves it for Ewing. Doesn't get it this time. Big time rebound by Rick Fox.
Great blockout.
Harris wants to go on Ewing. Double team.
Where's the foul?
Great follow by Fox. Rick Fox up big over Anthony Mason. McDaniel and Fox are battling. Offensive foul, Xavier McDaniel.
Rick Fox moves your feet as well as you can move them. I don't want to tell you, McDaniel warded him off for about 3 steps. Watch this as Fox goes one way and then keeps warding him off. You can't keep doing that without calling an offensive foul.
Celtics throw it away. McDaniel takes it himself. Xavier has 11 in the first half. Knicks by 13, 3:30 to go. Shaw lost it again. Bryant's having a tough night. And the Knicks are going to take a timeout. 3 minutes, 19 seconds to play here in the first half as the Celtics head back to the huddle. And Pat Riley has to feel good about what his Knicks are doing so far.
You know, Mike, the Celtics, if they're really going to be competitive with this ball club, the first thing they got to get in their mind, I think, is it, which is tough to do because it's almost a 180 from where they were defensively. They've got to start out aggressive defensively in the very beginning of the ball game. Get up tight on people and really challenge them. The Celtics kind of try to feel their way into the first quarter here, and it didn't work by any stretch of the imagination. And right now, this guy we're looking at, Brian Shaw, to my way of thinking, is between a rock and a hard place. He's not very confident about what he's doing. He's not feeling good. All this clamor about his style of play as we look at Doug Flutie is not helping Brian Shaw really get into the groove of what he'd like to do. He's a much better basketball player than what's been happening for him in the last couple of weeks. He's had a couple of good offensive games, but not in total has he done all the things he's capable of doing.
Nothing beats the excitement of Boston Celtic basketball, and nothing beats the distinctively clean, crisp, cold taste of a Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud.
That tells the story, as you know, you just kick it away, or you got to come up with your shots. Remember, we keep talking about 100 shots. It's not how many turnovers you actually get, but how many it takes away from that 100-point level or close to it.
Nice move by Ewing. It won't go down. Reggie Lewis back in the game, comes up with the rebound.
Look at the small group that they have in there right now. Reggie Lewis, in essence, Fox is going to be the power forward.
Into Parrish. He's got a little room this time. Spins and gets the roll on the hook shot.
He got bumped going to that one, and they're not giving the whistle a tooth down there.
Chiefs got 6. Anthony reverses it to Wilkins. Lewis right out on him. Xavier McDaniel, Reggie Lewis right there, and then Parrish sent it back. But McDaniel will go to the free throw line as Starks and Jackson are about to come back in for the Knicks.
What Gamble is doing, he's got caught in between trying to muscle a guy and out-quick him. And once you got to muscle a guy so he doesn't get the good low post position, but once he does get the ball, then you've got to drop off him so he can't use any quickness on you. And Gamble that time just was too close to McDaniel. If anything, give McDaniel fall-away shots.
That 37-point night against the Celtics really set off Xavier McDaniel, and he's been on a scoring tear ever since. Playing more like the player they thought he would be.
And they weren't really happy with him prior to that game.
They sure weren't. Misses them both. Celtics get back to single digits here. Mason's covering Reggie Lewis now. McDaniel's over on Gamble. Now McDaniel's on Fox. Chief can't hit the fall away. Mason cleaning house underneath.
I guess he did. Reggie is doing one whale of a competitive job tonight. He's trying offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, shooting, defense, everything.
Ewing leaning in to get the foul on Parrish.
That's where those young officials, boy, they just can't make up their mind. Man.
Number 2 on the Chiefs. Celtics are over the limit with 1:58 to go here in the half, and Patrick Ewing takes 19 points to the free throw line.
The only unfortunate part about the 19 points, when he's had the hot nights here in prior ball games, they've really made him work to get him. They have not really done that other than Joe Klein. So now, with 20 points, he's still going to have plenty of pizzazz left for the second half. He's kind of petered out in prior games in the last half, and particularly in the fourth quarter.
Jackson on Bagley. Starks is going to try to cover Fox, and the Celtics are going to go at that matchup. They've been picking on Starks defensively tonight. Foul called on Starks on the move that Fox made. Knicks not over the limit.
New York foul was on number 3, John Starks, 6 seconds, personal foul.
Welcome to the NBA, John Starks. It's not a bad guy to pick on because he wasn't down to the CBA for nothing, and it normally is defense.
Again, the Celtics want to go to Fox, and they do. Double team from Jackson. Back to Rick again. Takes the turnaround. Rebound to Oakley.
Well, they got what they wanted. Rick Fox has not been really included in the Celtics offense to any large degree the entire season because he's a rookie, but he will be from here on in.
Reggie Lewis stealing that blind pass from Jackson. Celtics with some numbers here on the break. Reggie on a wing. Rick Fox by Starks for 2. 6 for Rick. Celtics down 11. Under a minute to go now in the half.
And they're going with a small 4 here. 4 zips and a zap.
Reggie jumps out quickly on Starks, and he can't get the shot off. Starks putting it on the floor. Reggie got a piece of it. Loose ball. Mason got to it first. .17 on the shot clock. Starks comes up shooting. Oakley can't handle it out of bounds. Celtics catch a break, and they'll get the final shot of the half if they want it. 58-47 Knicks. They led by 9. At the end of 1, it appears they will go off at least 9 at the half. Jump out on Bagger. Gamble had a shot, passed it up, gives it instead to Fox. He gets stripped out of bounds, and the Celtics now have 2.7 seconds to get a shot up.
We're the only team in the league that when somebody comes down with their arms, we don't get the fouls.
Reggie Lewis knocks it down. Oakley to Starks. He lets it fly.
Mike, we have a chance to win this game.
19 first-half points for Reggie Lewis to keep the Celtics in it. But the Knicks lead by 9. 58-49. We'll be back. Knicks lead it by 9 here at the half, 58-49. Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinzen. Look at some highlights from that first half. Patrick Ewing.
Well, Patrick
all
Ewing,
scores.
Yeah, he had a hot hand here, and one of the big reasons is that the Celts really have not played him very aggressively. Now, that's a tough shot, but he got off the mark very easily. He's got a world of confidence now in this ball game. And this kid, who has come off picks, John Starks, has been sensational as a quick shooter. There's the pick, and Gamble way too late, and he's got 2. But now, the other end, Reggie Lewis has just done about everything there is to do, and this is one sensational offensive move. Gets down like a sprinter. Look where that ball is, really low. Puts it past him, and then knows that if he keeps going, he's got the man beat. And before the weak side of the defense can adjust, Reggie scored 2.
19 for Reg, and again, that's keeping the Celtics in it. 58-49. We'll be back with Bob Lobel in a minute. 58-49, our halftime score. The New York Knicks led by 9 at the end of 1 and are up 9 here at the half. And that means it's time for the WBZ-TV Sports Channel update. And downstairs in the danger zone is Bob Lobel. Bob?
All right, Mike Gorman, always an adventure down here in front of the Celtics locker room, but I think it'll be a little calmer tonight. The Celtics, of course, have their hands full with the Knicks. Meanwhile, the Bruins are trying to gain some ground on their Adams Division rival Montreal Canadiens at the Forum in Montreal tonight. It is in the second period, and the Bruins are not exactly having their way with the Canadiens either. First period, the Canadiens waste no time. A minute 30 in, Dennis Savard beats Del Judas, and it's 1-0 Montreal. 2 minutes later, Sean LeClair's shot squeezes between Del Judas and the post, and Shane Corson knocks it home. It's 2-0 after 1 period in the Forum in Montreal. Which brings us to the National Hockey League scoreboard. Thank you very much. Quebec leads Buffalo, and St. Louis leads the Rangers tonight, also in the first period. NBA news tonight. Philadelphia's Charles Barkley was formally charged with a misdemeanor of battery and disorderly conduct after breaking a man's nose in an altercation outside a Milwaukee bar last month. Meanwhile, in the NBA tonight, of course, you know the story here. The Celtics up or trailing by 9 points. The slugging 76ers in Houston, Miami with a surprising 8-point lead on the Bulls, and Detroit and Sacramento, Jersey and Minnesota, Indiana and the Clippers in the second quarter. Some comings and goings in professional sports to tell you about. Chuck Knox's return as head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. His first head coaching job was with the Rams 20 years ago. And Steve Lyons is headed south. Psycho has agreed to a deal with the Atlanta Braves, a 2-year deal. He is leaving Boston and heading for the Atlanta Braves. Tom Seaver and Raleigh Fingers are the newest members of baseball's Hall of Fame. Of course, Seaver was named on a record 98.8% of the ballots, the highest vote total ever. And he was quite emotional today and spoke about the honor.
My children, one of the things that will happen is that my children will be able to take their children to the Hall of Fame and say, there's your grandfather. In his day, he was pretty good at what he did. And that's a very special That's a very special thing for me.
All right, Pete Rose, who's on baseball's ineligible list, was a write-in on 41 ballots. The former Reds great made his debut as a radio talk host in Florida today, but he had little to say about that ban.
I proved that I was human, and I did make some mistakes, but I paid, like you said, for my mistakes. But I guess what I'm looking for is an opportunity. I'm not looking for sympathy. I don't need that, but I'm looking for an opportunity. And if I get an opportunity, which I am getting, I'm going to take advantage of it.
I played against Pete for many years. I played with Pete for many years. One of the greats of all time. And I think deep down, if I had to pick an emotion to voice about Pete, I hope he's here one day.
All right, the Celtics are safely out of the locker room and back on the court, and we have safely made it through another WBZ TV Sports Channel halftime cut-in. We'll have all the highlights and reaction on Channel 4's 11 o'clock news at, coincidentally, 11. We'll be back with Mike and Tommy with the second half of the action from the Boston Garden. This is Bob Lobel.
Welcome back to the Garden, everyone. 58-49, the Celtics trailing by 9 to the New York Knicks, and the Celtic halftime stats are brought to you by your New England Napa Auto Parts store, because there are no unimportant parts. Excellent field goal shooting by the Knicks, 67%. They hit 2 out of every 3 shots, and that's tough to beat. The Celtics at 51% and taking more shots. Naturally, the Knicks have a ton of assists. When you make that many field goals, you get a lot of assists. Mark Jackson leading the way with 8. Front court from the Knicks performing well here tonight. They're shooting 13 of 20 and have outscored the Celtics by 14. Individual numbers: Patrick Ewing leading the way for the Knicks with 21. Xavier McDaniel with 11. That's the front court scoring pretty much for the Knicks. Reggie Lewis keeping the Celtics in the game right now with 19 first half points. We'll be back with second half action in a couple of minutes. 58-49, the halftime score. Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinsohn. You felt going off. Celtics still very much in striking distance here.
Yes, the Knicks are not going to keep shooting the way they've been shooting. They just were miraculous. They made their first 8 shots, so that stuff is going to stop here in the second half, just from the sheer stamina situation where you get a little bit tired, start the front rim it, get a little bit more aggressive. But the one striking thing that I saw in the halftime stats is that Mark Jackson has 8 assists. That's the same number that the entire Celtic team has, 8 assists, and that's not Celtic up-tempo basketball at its best. So I'd like to see him run a little bit more and get aggressive on the defense. Here's the percentages when 16-1 when the Knicks are leading at the half. I'm always amazed by that. Like, give me a break. 16-1 when they're leading at half, and they're probably 17-0 when they're leading with a minute to go in the game. But
how about that sweater on D. Brown there, huh? I like that.
He figured it out with his computers.
Yeah, it does look like
the entire design,
graphical design, some sort there. All right, we are set to go. Let's see what the Celtics can do. Opening 4 or 5 minutes of the second half could be very important to the Celtics. They don't want to let this thing get up into the 15-16 point range. Bagley, Gamble, Pinckney, Lewis, and Parrish will start for the Celtics. Mark Jackson, Gerald Wilkins, Charles Oakley, Xavier McDaniel, and Patrick Ewing are on the floor for the Knicks.
And really nobody in foul trouble. A couple of the Celtics with 2 on them. And with this lineup in there now, you're going to have to start worrying about fouls, but be aggressive.
Really that many fouls called in that first half. Would have expected more out of his crew. Parrish bumps off Ewing and gets 2.
I can't understand why Parrish can't get a foul going to the middle like that. He got hit twice by Ewing.
Boston needs a couple stops. Not stopped the Knicks too many times. Both teams going right to the center's first trip. Kick out Jackson at the buzzer.
Only a 2, however.
10 points for Jackson, 8 assists. Strong game. Reggie was looking inside at Pinckney. Bags will take it.
Boy, he just put that ball out in front of Jackson and had him dancing.
It's the fourth game in 5 days for the Knicks. Certainly not playing like it. Xavier McDaniel finds Patrick Ewing. Rebound to Gamble. Oh, look ahead for Parrish. Robert wants to go again. A follow-up. Daniel
Oakley, give me a break with Oakley there. Wow, he just walked Eddie Pinckney into the Knick bench.
And Oakley throws it away, looking for Ewing. No reaction from Pat Riley. Celtics can get to 5. Crowd starting to make a little noise. Gamble, good up fake. Sticks the jump shot.
Put it in their face, Kevin. Had a baby. Mike, right now I got a feeling that the Celtics are going to be playing on tremendous heart. Watch this play. As we're going to see Gamble come off the pick. McDaniel tries to get over the top. Good up fake by Gamble that time. Leaves McDaniels in the dust.
Well, Pat Riley may have had no outward reaction to that pass by Oakley, but he spent the first 10 seconds of that 20-second timeout right in Oakley's face.
What is the matter with you? But you know, Oakley and McDaniel are renowned for clearing people out for the rebound. Oakley has got a elevation when he jumps of about 3 inches. So how does he get all those rebounds?
Position?
No. He just shoves you out of the way.
Jackson rubs off Bagley, takes it in, and draws the foul.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
I can't believe the official who called the foul. I don't know about the call, but Jim Kinsey called that from half court.
And Chris Ford is livid right now. Watch this move now. Robert Parrish has been driving across the middle all night.
The official who disappeared out of the bottom of your screen, you saw where Parrish turned, he called the foul.
On a pick and roll play, what the Chief doesn't do that Joe Klein does so well is jump out and show himself, because he really doesn't have the quickness of foot to push that guy off the angle of attack at least a little bit and allow the small defender to get back to his man. And that kind of hurts if a guy like Ewing sets a good pick.
Knicks back up by 7. They led by 9 at the end of 1 and 9 at the half. Daniel aggressively out on Gamble.
His hand on him.
Gamble knocks it down. Wilkins has been quiet tonight and rips a 3.
That's left over from Rick Pitino days.
Yes, indeed. John Bagley, little hesitation job. Loose, Jackson's got it.
Well, Parrish, he was looking for Parrish on that play, and Parrish never showed up.
Xavier McDaniel comes up short, tipped but controlled by Wilkins. Now Ewing will make his way up the court. Gerald Wilkins again. Parrish is there along with Pinckney. Bagley trying to move on Jackson. Goes into Parrish. There's the double. Robert will take it. Pinckney trying to keep it alive. Out of bounds off McDaniel, I believe. Oh, look at Pinckney.
This is not the crew you should send to for a division, you know, where 2 teams are battling for the top of a division. It just isn't experienced enough.
Oakley and Pinckney will go up. Controlled by Ewing. Knicks by 8 in the ball with 8 minutes to go here, third quarter. bounces out on Lewis. They clear it for Reggie. Puts it down. How about an illegal defense? Jackson wasn't covering anybody. 21 now for Reg.
That's as well as you can play that pick and roll play, though, Mike. Eddie Pinckney got up there, showed himself, knocked him off the angle of attack. You watch now, Eddie Pinckney show himself, and then Bagley cannot disengage, so Pinckney is forced to pick him up, ties him up, and then luckily for Jackson, the ball goes up off the glass and in. That's not what you'd call one of those well-conceived pick and roll plays, but manages to produce 3.
68-59. Reggie gets the bounce on the pull-up.
He's playing against some tough defense in Wilkins, too.
Reggie's got 23. Just under 7 minutes to go in the third. Wilkins finding a way for 2.
Parrish is really upset, saying he got cleared away by Wilkins. Harold Garrettson ought to take a look at, big games and not assign these type of guys to a big game.
Reggie's the open man. Makes the jump shot.
Oh, get him, Reggie.
He is the offense.
Well, Larry Bird was for a long time, too. All you need is a couple of guys that can score against 90% of the league, and you're in business.
Ewing for 2 more. First 2 of the third quarter for Patrick. Took him 6 minutes to get it. Gamble coming around a Parrish screen. Xavier McDaniel got him on the arm. Celtics take a timeout. 5 minutes, 57 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. It's a 9-point Knick lead. Starting on Monday, Sports Channel will begin its coverage of the North Atlantic Conference, the best of New England college basketball. This Monday, the Terriers of Boston University play host to the Atlantic 10 powerhouse UMass Minutemen. Sports Channel's coverage of the game begins at 7:30, so don't you miss it. Coming up on Monday night. Anthony Mason has come into the New York lineup. Joe Klein's in for the Celtics. Celtics playing well here in the third, but unable to dent that lead.
You know, one of the problems you have when you play these small lineups, obviously, is rebound. And I think Chris Ford, ultimately, when he starts going to these real aggressive, smaller people, will develop a rebounding scheme. Normally, in years past, McHale, Bird, Parrish were the guys who get the defensive rebounds, the offensive rebounds, or particularly the defensive rebounds. Now, they may just be blocking out and letting the small guards rebound, as Reggie is leading the team at this point with 5.
Wilkins for 2.
Tough shot.
Sure was.
Always liked him as a player.
Got 7 points here in the third, keeping the Knicks on top. Aggressively out on Reggie defensively. Almost caused a turnover there.
7 on the shot clock.
Baggs takes it with 5 and hits outside.
Only gave him a 2. Gamble was looking for a 3.
Bagley's shown some great range on his shooting last couple of games. So I'm pushing Ewing off the spot, bodies him. Patrick makes it anyway. 25 for Ewing as Jackson continues to pile up the assists. Kevin pops out, makes it.
Wilkins is finding Reggie very quickly on the up quick of the Celtics, but McDaniel is not. So Bagley's having a difficult time advancing the ball with the pass as easily or as much as he'd like.
8-point third quarter for Kevin Gamble. Ewing again. What an offensive player he has become. clear it out for Gamble. He kicks it, and the Celtics reverse it. Inside to Klein. Joe doesn't get the bounce. Mason on the rebound, dribbling himself. Gerald Wilkins has the whole side of the court to himself. And Wilkins is going to go to the free throw line. Reggie picks up his third.
You know, you're not supposed to be able to isolate a player. You've got to have two guys on the same side of the court. And in that alignment, Jackson was just barely on the legal side of the one half of the court.
It's the old Don Nelson rule, right?
Right. Some of these coaches used to take four guys, put them up at half court on the opposite side of the floor, and then give the ball to one guy and say that everybody was playing illegal defense and make the game a one-on-one adventure. So they tried to do something about it, but that was stretching it a little bit that time. Jackson was just barely legal.
John Starks has come into the game. He will try again to cover Reggie Lewis. The Celtics immediately go at that matchup. Wilkins came to help. Reggie short with it, and Ewing a man-sized rebound. 11-point Knick lead with 3:23 to go in the third. On the shot clock. Starks lets it fly. Gamble and Pinckney combine. Joe Klein. Maybe Pinckney was trying to post up Mason. Now they go to Klein's got Starks on him. Joe can't get it to fall. Rebound to Wilkins.
Good play. That's where it should have gone.
Starks behind the Mason screen, now goes inside. Mason's had a good offensive night. Pinckney slaps it away. And Pinckney had a foot out of bounds. It'll be Knick ball. But the Knicks call a timeout. When they come back, they've got 4 seconds on the shot clock and lead by 11.
This kid Mason is all left hand. He can't shoot with his right hand. He tries to fake so that, and all of a sudden there's Pinckney getting right at that left hand as he makes the turn to the hoop. Pinckney steps out of bounds.
Mason again. Pinckney made him change the shot, and someone over the top. Now 24-second violation. Well, maybe it's not a 24-second violation. Yes, it is.
Well, this is not going to do well with Brian Shaw's head right now as Ricky Green has come in at the point guard.
Gamble back and Starks down. Joe Klein spots up.
That's the shot for Joe Klein. I don't care. Forget all that low post stuff.
Joe trying to hold out Ewing. Final 2 minutes of the quarter. Ewing forced to a fall away. And Pinckney couldn't control the rebound.
Joe's doing a great job at muscling Ewing, and Ewing's huffing and puffing right now, and that always hurts a good offensive player.
Jackson. Oh, he had a strong night. 17 from Mark Jackson. And they got Mason with the arm in the back of Eddie Pinckney.
I got to tell you, and that is not a good call either. And it goes for the Celtics. That is so difficult to officiate low post contact. When is it a foul and when isn't it?
Inside, Pinckney, and he'll go to the line. Mason got him again.
Great move by Pinckney. As he made the turn, he felt the contact and then went to the left hand. When Eddie makes the move on the catch, boy, he's a lot tougher to defend. When he starts thinking about it and the second defender gets down and he has to wheel his way through two guys, that's when it's really tough for Eddie.
5 points for Ed tonight.
Going to need, without Bird and McHale, double figures from him. And mostly on fast break and cleanup rebounds. And every once in a while, go to him in the low post. They're hoping right now Ricky Green's going to come alive offensively too.
Jackson trying to back Green down. Fox is in the game and he's out on Starks defensively. Oakley comes up for a blindside screen. That's that jump out by Joe Klein. It works. Jackson dribbles it off his foot into the backcourt. Best defensive trip of the night for the Celtics.
Oh, you see what happens when you jump out like that. Joe Klein was almost to mid-court, picking that man up, caught him by surprise, and totally took that pick-and-roll play out of sync. That's what I mean by being aggressive.
Gamble, they're going to pick on Starks. Ricky Green front rims it, and Jackson a rebound, no less. Wilkins, no. Loose Pinckney, taking it away from Wilkins and finds Ricky Green.
Great hustle defense that time by Ed Pinckney to really deny a layup and then come up with a rebound.
Knicks will see it one more time. 14 on the shot clock. Gamble gets it with 8. Jackson comes in the double. Illegal defense is called.
And they're going to give him the bats. Wait a minute.
Yes, they got to give him the... Oh, yes, give him the basket.
Yeah. And a technical foul. Look at Joe. Now that's Joe Klein's shot. They're claiming the basket's no good now. They say the basket is no good. Oh, that's awful. The man was in the stroking motion.
He was in the act of shooting when the whistle blew. So no basket, it remains 82-73.
Two officials called it one way and the other one called it the other way. Now the Celtics end up with a technical and they'll get possession of the ball.
17th point of the night for Kevin Gamble to get the Celtics within 8, and they have just under 11 seconds to get a shot up.
Joe Klein could make a living in this league just shooting straight-in shots from 17 feet.
This building will explode if the Celtics can get a hoop here. Comes to Gamble. Kevin runs into Oakley. Takes a wild shot. Loose underneath. Pinckney scrapping for it. Back up! No! Wouldn't go down, but the Celtics chop one off the Knicks halftime lead. It's 82-74 New York after 3. 12 minutes of basketball left here at the Garden, and the Knicks have an 8-point lead on the Celtics. On Friday night, the Celtics will be back here to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sports Channel's coverage of the game will begin at 7 o'clock with the Celtic pregame show, and then at 7:30, it's Celtic basketball exclusively here on Sports Channel. Ricky Green stays in the game with Kevin Gamble, Eddie Pinckney, Joe Klein, and Rick Fox. And it's Jackson, Oakley, Starks, Mason, and Ewing. Fox out on Starks. Ricky Green on Jackson. 4 on the shot clock. Jackson gives it to Starks. And a 3-second violation is called on the Knicks.
Getting back to that zone defense that they call, they can't give the team a basket and then penalize the other team. So in essence, create a 5-point opportunity. So they waved off the basket. Celtics got the free throw and in possession.
Fox is trying to post up Mason. Skip it instead for Gamble. Kevin nails it.
Great pass by Ricky Green over the top, right at the letters to Gamble, so he, in one motion, let it fly.
6-point game as we approach 11 minutes to go. Starks off a screen. Ewing an offensive board.
And was Fox right there.
Pinckney rips off the miss. Up to Green. Ahead to Fox. And Rick will go to the line.
Great rebounding going on by Pinckney, fighting off Oakley. And now look at Ricky Green. Immediately spot the man that's furthest up the court that's open. And man, I don't know, that was close to the hard foul type too.
82-77. That's where it stays. 5-point game.
On his free throws, he should stay to the line. He's very anxious, a rookie. He pulls away just a little bit too much, too quickly.
Xavier McDaniel comes back in for the Knicks, has it, looking for Ewing down low. Blocked by Gamble. Ewing comes to get it. Pops Gamble out of bounds. Xavier McDaniel. Rebound Pinckney. Celtics can get to within 3. Ricky Green the advance to Joe Klein. Gets it back. Finds Fox. Spin move. Fox. He'll go to the line again.
Celtics defense right now, very aggressive without Parrish in there. The old vet, very aggressive and taking the rhythm away from the half-court offense of the Knicks.
Nice job by Ricky Green, too.
It sure was.
He's advanced the ball well. 3 trips in a row.
In comes Reggie Lewis right now to take over for a very tired Kevin Gamble, who's played exceptionally hard here.
.79. And for the second straight game, the building comes alive in the 4th quarter. Green on Jackson. Fox, nice job boxing McDaniel off the spot. Klein and Ewing battle. Ewing, no, rebound, Klein. Celtics can get to 1. Reggie pops out. Uses the Klein screens. Got Ewing in a switch. Back to Joe. Into Pinckney. 5 on the shot clock. Eddie kicks it out. Green's going to have to shoot it. Oh, they say 24-second violation. It didn't go anyway. Chris Ford to Joe Klein saying the shot clock.
Keep your eyes open, but you know, how often has Joe Klein played in these type of situations? He's really mainly concerned with defense on Ewing, for which he's doing a great job right now.
First turnover by the Celtics, Tom, in the second half. McDaniel. Stripped by Fox, and Rick's got the ball. Up to Green, Boston with numbers. Reggie wants it. Here comes Starks. Coast to coast, Klein the block. Green the other way, cross court Lewis.
They're waiting for Joe, who's dog-tired right now.
Reggie, oh, he stepped on the baseline, according to Jim Kinsey.
And Reggie's saying, hey, the man pushed me.
Chris Ford out to half court. We'll be back.
Here's the out-of-bounds play. Watch now. Ewing needs him. Steps, not quite, but look at how delayed the whistle was. The basket was going in, and then he blew his whistle for an out-of-bounds play. Poor officiating.
Ewing on Klein. Anthony's in the game. Surprisingly, Jackson's played so well. Anthony finds McDaniel. Can't make it. Had to take it at 24, and the Knicks get a break. The clock went off. Chris Ford is praying to the heavens on the sideline. Knicks get the ball in a fresh 24, 8.5 to go, up 3. Ricky Green out on Anthony. Starks pops out. Mason screen. Ewing got popped underneath by Klein. Ewing gets up, misses the shot, Pinckney the rebound. Celtics another chance to get to 1 or tie. Reggie with Starks in the Klein. Joe backs in, takes it, gets the follow, rejected by Ewing. Pinckney rejected by Ewing. Loose on the floor off Pink. No! Celtic ball off Starks.
Well, there's a bad call again. It looked like it went off Pinckney. But this is not an option at a key point to go to Joe Klein against Patrick Ewing on the box. That is not a percentage play. It looked like it went off Pinckney, so maybe that's the one for Reggie that they're getting back. But Reggie had scored.
19 seconds on the shot clock as Ricky Green takes the inbounds pass. Reggie wants to go on Starks.
Now gives to Klein. Got a pass, he had a shot.
Reggie hits the jumper. 27 for Lewis, and it's a 1-point game.
You gotta love these players out here, Mike. They're scrapping all the way.
Greg Anthony steps up and makes his first basket of the game. Reggie Lewis on Starks again. Finds Ricky Green. Rick Fox. For 2. 84-83 Knicks. Anthony comes to Ewing's side, battling with Klein.
Oh, great defense by Joe to deny him the ball.
Now it's Mason wanting the ball. Mason stripped by Pinckney. Oh!
Let's take a look at this one. Oh, ball. Oh, gee. And the officials are telling Eddie, don't demonstrate like that. It's going to be a technical. I demonstrate.
Mason with his 9th point of the night.
Now Bagley will finish up the show and run the offense.
Two for Mason. 86-83 Knicks. 6.5 to play in the game. Anthony out on Bags. Reggie pops out. Wilton staying with him. Bags with 5 on the shot clock. The tip by Joe Klein.
Way to go, Joe! Hustling.
86-85. Wilkins nearly lost it off his hip. Anthony with 8 on the shot clock wants to go to Ewing. Now kicks it out to Wilkins for a 3. Bags the loose ball. Celtics can take a lead. Reggie Lewis. Bags got lucky there. He really traveled making the pass. Reggie will go to the line. Got sandwiched by Ewing, Mason, and McDaniel.
Joe Klein is one tired redhead. What an effort defensively by Joe Klein in this game. Sensational. Joe McFly can hardly breathe right now as Parrish comes in for him. And Parrish will have to really play that tough defense. Joe trying to get it together right now. He's been terrific.
Boston's got a lead, 87-86 for the first time tonight. Xavier McDaniel short with it. Reggie and Bags have got the rebound. Fox open. Rebound to Mason. 5 minutes to go in the game. Celtics by 1. Mason nearly lost it, got lucky. Boy, Fox a great job shutting Anthony off there. Now Anthony shoots it. And an offensive foul is called. I think it's Ewing.
Trying to set a last-second pick on Fox.
Third foul on Ewing. We've got a timeout. We'll be back. (87-86) Celtics by 1. Their first lead of the game coming here late in the fourth quarter. Tom, you talked earlier about wearing down Patrick Ewing.
Well, he scored 14 points in the first quarter, 7 in the second, 6 in the third, and has yet to score here in the fourth. So, when you work him real hard, he really has problems at the tail end of the ballgame.
Reggie spins on Wilkins. Can't get it down. Pinckney, though, is there for the board. Second chance. Got it. 31 for Reggie Lewis, and the Celtics have a 3-point lead. Thrown away by Starks. Bags to Fox.
Bags missed Reggie, who was wide open on the left wing, but I think he was covered up by one of the Knicks right in front of him. Couldn't see Reggie, but he should try to advance the ball. Fox really didn't know what was in front of him.
Mark Jackson to the hole, no, and Parrish in traffic for the rebound. Up to Bags. Trying to find Pinckney, and Ewing picks it off. Gets it ahead to Starks.
Not a bad idea. Just couldn't pull it off.
3:35 to go. Boston by 3. Starks misses the jump shot. And I think they got Ewing on a push.
That'll be the 4th team foul, I believe, on the Knicks, too, Mike. Celtics have
fourth on Ewing.
Yep.
Knicks have scored 4 points in this fourth quarter.
Celtics have been out there playing aggressive defense, jump switching on the pick and roll play, all kinds of great things.
Reggie again.
Oh.
And he'll go to the line, and Ewing might have just picked up his 5th. Yep.
Ewing's got his palms up right now, but boy, he just ran right into Reggie when he's taking the shoot at the shot.
Patrick saying that's 5 fouls, man.
You can't call 5 on me.
4-point Boston lead. Boy, the Knicks have gone into the tank big time in this fourth quarter offensively.
Well, the Celtics made them do that with their great defense.
91-86.
Even Pat Riley is showing respect to the Celtics. He's looking down the other end of the court at the Celtics coming off.
4 points for the Knicks in 8.5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Sports Channel's got a great lineup of live college basketball games for you coming up this Saturday. First at noon, Tulsa will take on Drake. And then immediately following that is the Memphis State DePaul matchup at 2 o'clock. And then at 10:30, California takes on Oregon State in Oregon. It's all great college basketball, and it's all right here on Sports Channel coming up on Saturday.
Celtics are winning this one right now on grit.
Absolutely.
True grit.
Absolutely.
John Wayne should have a Celtic uniform. This ball club right now is undermanned, understaffed. That last rebound by Eddie Pinckney, offensive rebound, and a quick kick out to Reggie Lewis, who was wide open. That's what this team really can do. All hustle. You don't have to have the greatest players, the most skillful players in all the world if they're ready to hustle. Look at what Joe Klein did on defense against Ewing in this quarter and this half. Absolutely sensational.
Look at that field goal percentage by the Knicks in the fourth quarter, 8%.
Well, certainly now, after this timeout, Ewing will get his legs underneath him, and Riley will settle him down. So this timeout is very, very important for both ball clubs, needless to say. If the Celtics can really hold them down on this possession, this Knick possession, their morale could go right down the sewer. And the Celtics could really pick up a lift and score an easy hoop up at the other end.
McDaniel has missed his last 4 field goals. Ewing has missed his last 4. Starks has missed his last 8.
They've done a very good job on Starks all night long. They've been playing soft defense with this man with the ball, Jackson, most of the evening to help out other people.
They made Starks play a lot of defense tonight, too. Looking for Ewing, Parrish denying. Ewing turns, 5 on the shot clock. Gives it up to Jackson, who throws it up off the side of the glass. My goodness. Up to Bags. John takes it.
That was not a good shot by Bagley, even though it appeared to be open.
Xavier McDaniel, little pump fake, and hits a jump shot. 13 for Xavier McDaniel. 3-point game, 2:25 to go. Boston the ball on the lead.
Well, there's 2 options, Gamble and Reggie Lewis. But Gamble has got Starks on him.
Jackson coming up with it. The Knicks are 3-on-2. Starks hammered by Lewis. Reggie taking his 4th foul rather than give the leg.
Sure was, and it's only his 2nd team foul by the Celtics, so rather smart by Reggie as they still have 1 to waste with 9 seconds before they go into the 2-minute mark.
Anthony, despite the game Jackson has played, in to run the team down the stretch. Wilkins will go to the line.
Well, Pat Riley straightened their heads out during that timeout. They have things going to the hoop right now, which is what you really want to do under these circumstances.
Ed Pinckney picking up the foul, his 4th, with 2 minutes straight up to go in the game. Pat Riley over talking with Mark Jackson. There's been a lot of controversy in New York about the fact that Greg Anthony was on the floor for the final minutes of just about every ball game. Wilkins, it appeared, may have lost the contact lens.
I believe the reason is that they feel Anthony is a better outside shooter than Mark Jackson. Well, Mark Jackson tonight, when they played soft off him, really made the Celtics pay the price.
Wilkins trying to save his contact.
For yet another day.
But can he shoot free throws without it?
Let's hope not. Knicks fans tonight will rise up and revolt on that statement.
Snuck that one in. Gets that one. It's a 1-point game. Anthony jumps out on Bagley.
Needless to say, the Celtics really got to get something going here.
Reggie Lewis, baseline jumper, long with it. Eddie Pinckney for 2.
Eddie is scrapping, and Joe Klein was scrapping. Beautiful, Eddie.
8 points for Pinckney. wanted to go into Ewing. Gerald Wilkins again. Parrish the block and Pinckney the board. Gets it to Bagley. Ahead to Gamble. 1:22 to go. Boston by 3 in the ball. Bagley. Rebound to Ewing.
They were trying to get the ball to Reggie, but they didn't have him coming to the ball off a pick. And Riley will call a timeout right now to make sure he gets a good shot.
1 minute and 2 seconds to go in this one. The Celtics by 3. We'll be back. .62 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. The Celtics trailing all night. They lead now, though, by 3. 93-90. The Knicks will have the basketball.
Well, the option, obviously, number one would be Patrick Ewing. And the Celtics, I would assume, would be ready to double. When? Let us see. On the pass or on the dribble. The Knicks need a three-point play right now to tie this thing up. They do have some three-point shooters in there. Anthony, Starks, and McDaniel, and Wilkins. So you also might have the penetration, although Jackson is not in there right now to provide that particular option.
Anthony to Starks, into Ewing. Blocking foul on Parrish. Ewing will shoot free throws with 56 and change to go. New York with one more timeout. Celtics have 2 and 20. Ewing has not scored in the fourth quarter.
Well, Joe Klein just did a muscle job and had his feet moving and really denied the pass into Patrick Ewing. They didn't know how to get him the ball.
Nearly missed them both. Anthony on Bagley. Reggie trying to get free. Wilkins there with him. They clear it out for Reg. He's going to take Wilkins. Kick past Bagley to Gamble. Starks the quick jump out. Into Parrish. 6 on the shot clock. Chief, a fall away. Pinckney, an offensive rebound. Back up. Tipped in Parrish. The Knicks call time.
What a play by Eddie Pinckney. Once again, what a rebound by Eddie Pinckney. Look at him fighting for the spot. He's being held, comes up with it, now tries to go back, up fakes, lost his balance, but there's the Chief as the ball was rolling out way in front. As Ewing had gone for the block on Pinckney, that freed up Parrish for the tip-in. Look at this. As McDaniel had Eddie Pinckney, there's a foul, there's another foul, and there's finally the tip-in. Now, I hope everybody out there is not saying, Tommy, stop on the officials, but when you put the ball in and up that close to the basket, you've got to, if you're a good official, you have got to call it fouls.
8 points, 14 rebounds for Eddie Pinckney. Starting on Monday, Sports Channel will begin its coverage of the North Atlantic Conference, the best of New England college basketball. And this Monday, the Terriers of Boston University will play host to the Atlantic 10 powerhouse, the UMass Minutemen, ranked in the country's top 25. Sports Channel's coverage of the game begins at 7:30. Don't miss it. It's exclusive here on Sports Channel. 29.9 seconds to go in the game. Knicks with the ball down by 4, so they need 2 scores.
There's no question, Mike, that what the Knicks are going to do is go for the 2 or whatever shows up. See if Jackson comes in to cause some penetration that might get the Celtics defense to cave in. It doesn't look like he's still got his towel wrapped around his shoulders. But the Celtics, obviously, if they gain possession on any kind of play, if the Knicks score, the Knicks will foul them right away.
It'll be Nick ball at half court. Starks, Wilkins, Ewing, Anthony, and McDaniel in the game for Pat Riley.
All these people that were saying, hey, this ball club, who did they beat on Monday night with the Sacramento Kings? It takes a little while for players to really understand their new roles. They've come very quickly in understanding.
The Knicks having a hard time getting it in, finally due to Wilkins. Wilkins is going to slash to the hole and get 2. 17 for Wilkins. The quick foul is given on John Bagley. He was looking for an open Kevin Gamble up the floor.
This is really a gamble by the Knicks now. They're 2 down. If Bagley makes the 2, it's 4 points. It'll be a free throw shooting contest. The Knicks are out of timeout, so they'll have to take the ball out underneath the basket. The Celtics, I would believe, probably will go up and press a little bit in the backcourt, make the Knicks take some time off the clock back there while they have possession of the ball. The important one.
96-93. 4-point game.
They filter back after he makes the second one.
Wilkins again gives it up to Anthony for a 3. Wilkins got away with a push for the rebound. He throws one up and makes it.
It's only a 2, however.
No timeout. They get it ahead to Bagley. Cross court to Gamble. Back to Pinckney. And Ewing fouls out of the game with 1.1 seconds to go.
Ewing, who you would expect to be the main man coming down the stretch, was not able to provide offense as the Celtics defense, sparked by Joe Klein, really got aggressive on him, took him out of his game. And I've seen it happen here so many times that Ewing, because he played his ball in high school at Ringe Tech, gets sky high for the game and then fades away in the 4th quarter. But Pinckney has done just a masterful job tonight on the boards, keeping the Celtics alive. There's no question if he makes this one, it's an impossibility. So make it, Eddie.
Send him home happy. He got it. Ball is out of bounds. The game is over. What a great comeback for Chris Ford's club here tonight. For the second time this week, the Celtics come back in the 4th quarter and tonight knock off the Atlantic Division leading Knicks 99-95. Welcome back to the Garden, everyone. 99-95, our final score. Celtics by 4. As good a game as we've had in the Garden here this year, Tom.
You're going to see a team with tremendous emotion, and that's what the Celtics have always been about. And all these naysayers talking about the Celtics beating the Sacramento Kings the other night, forget those people, because this team is going to hustle and hustle and hustle. And even if they lose, you're going to get your money's worth when you come to see this team play.
Fans certainly did tonight. Our Old Spice performer of the game was indeed Reggie Lewis. 33 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and that really doesn't tell it all. He played everything tonight.
He did it all tonight. He was really all over the place, and he was inspirational. When you lose a leader like Bird, who's going to pick up the leadership? The normal mantle you would expect would have been Brian Shaw. All right, that's what they would hope would happen. No, Reggie Lewis was the guy, and then some.
And our Budweiser play of the game tonight involved Eddie Pinckney and Robert Parrish with the 91-90 at the time.
Well, here's what I'm talking about, scrap and hustle and grit. And here's the shot. Reggie really has to take a tough shot against Wilkins. And there's Eddie right in between everybody, comes up with the ball and gets popped right there and scores. That was a big play. Absolutely a big play.
Ed Pinckney, an outstanding job here tonight. We'll be back to talk about this on the postgame show. Final score here tonight, Celtics win it by 4. Welcome back once again, everyone, to the Boston Garden, the scene of a great game here tonight as the Celtics knock off the New York Knicks 99-95 to move within one game of the Knicks in the Atlantic Division. And again, as good a win as Boston's had all season.
Scrappy win. Yep. And you have to admire this teammate, Chris Ford, the coach. He made a very important decision here. He put Ricky Green in at the point guard position against Brian Shaw. Now, that's potentially a time bomb ego situation that could develop. But Shaw did not produce in the first half, and Chris Ford went with another guy, and that's what who did produce. And Bagley was really very good in this ball game. So Chris Ford is going to pull out all the stops, and you better produce. And Brian Shaw right now, he can't sulk, he can't get unhappy. He's got to go out there and just start playing the basketball the best way he knows how, and get out of this funk that he's in.
And this is a team, I think, tonight that, again, in the past, and it's an easy, I won't call it a trap to fall into, but in the past often looked to Larry Bird to provide the emotional spark. Now are a very fun and emotional bunch to watch play.
Because Bird and McHale didn't have great foot speed and mobility, the team was really never able to go out and pressure people and get aggressive on defense. They played these rotating defenses, and Bird, to disrupt it with his intelligence, stepping in passing lanes and picking off things. But these guys are going to be physical because they all can move their feet. And Joe Klein, I got to tell you, was sensational. You have a great player like Ewing that most franchises count on delivering you to the promised land in the second half. Joe Klein buried him with the Red Sea, I'm telling you right now.
Great effort by Joe Klein here tonight. More on the post-game show in just a minute. Celtics a 4-point win over the Knicks to get a little closer here in the Atlantic Division. In our close shave of the game, a great play coming up right here.
The top right of your screen, you're going to see as Parrish takes the shot. Look at Ed Pinckney now fighting Xavier McDaniel for the position. And there's a lot of hand checking going on, and here comes Eddie, who's just gets in there. McDaniel's got one arm. That should have been a foul. All right, now he goes back up, gets hit underneath, gets hit by Ewing, gets knocked off balance. No foul, but the Chief is right there to tip it back in after Ewing went for the block.
Robert Parrish coming up with big plays along with Ed Pinckney down the stretch as the Celtics out-rebounded the Knicks in the fourth quarter 17-7. The close shave of the game is brought to you by Schick, the only razor which flexes to trace every curve on your face. We'll be back with some final thoughts in a minute. 99-95 final score here at the Garden tonight. And a reminder, the guests on Sports Channel receive a gift from RCA, changing entertainment again. And so it's going to be a heck of a game, I know, Saturday night down at Madison Square Garden when these two get together again. But the Celtics have one more here on Sports Channel in between, Minnesota Friday night.
I think this team will approach that game in a proper spirit, not to get so sky high after beating the Knicks here at home. They're going to stick it to the Timberwolves, I think, emotionally. You know what's going on right here, Mike, is that every great player that has missed or is going to leave a dynasty behind them, the remaining players say, hey, we were part of this thing ourselves, and we want to make our own statement, and they take it as a challenge. And it certainly has been a challenge to these young players, Reggie Lewis and Kevin Gamble, who incidentally played some pretty good defense tonight against Xavier McDaniel. Those young players are stepping up right now. Give them a couple of days, maybe a week, 10 days to really get themselves in sync, and you're going to see something very interesting. And if Bird and McHale ever do get back, this ball club could really do some serious damage in the playoffs.
And again, some nice leadership, I think, being provided by the one old guy who's left. Robert Parrish is playing hard.
Absolutely, and they brought him in at the tail end after Joe Klein had really, that's leadership right there. He should get the ML Carr White Towel waving award because he's doing it not only off the bench but on the floor.
Great effort by both the Celtics centers here tonight. Let's take a look at some of the numbers from the game. And again, the Knicks, remember, they hit their first 8 shots of the game, was shooting up in the 60s and 70s for a good part of it. But in the fourth quarter, the Knicks were something like 4 out of 18 from the floor as the Celtics really clamped down and held them to 13 points in that fourth quarter. Celtics with 82 shots, making 39 themselves, 21 of 22 from the line for the Celtics, and they win the rebound battle 40-31. Only turn it over 11 times, and gee, it was about 9 minutes left in the game when they made their first turnover of the second half. And assists 18-14. That was another number that was big in New York's favor early on. Scoring for New York, Ewing with 28, Wilkins with 19, Jackson, who for some reason was on the bench down the stretch after playing a brilliant game, had 17, and McDaniel had 13. Mason also chipped in with 10. On the other side, for Boston, Lewis with 33. Big night for Reggie, stepping up. Kevin Gamble off his 34 the other night. Responded again.
2+ points. Had McDaniel had what, 17?
Yep.
And Gamble has 19, so that's an added 2. And Lewis, those two guys are going to be the offense for this ball club.
And Rick Fox also playing hard with 11. Parrish had himself 10, and Pinckney also had himself 10. Okay, and just heck of an effort, I think.
We're going to have fun broadcasting this ball club without Larry Bird and Kevin McHale because they're going to be scrappy, aggressive. The defense tonight was unlike any defense we've seen in a long time because you had people that really could get down and get at people.
Okay, let's take a look at what's coming up next here on Sports Channel. Our next Celtic game, of course, will be on Friday night, as we mentioned, as the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be coming to town. We'll have a chance to see Jimmy Rogers for the first time, and the Celtics also will be anxious to see Jimmy Rogers, too. Our Dunkin' Donuts scoreboard for tonight, we'll take a look around the league at some of the other games that were played. Houston was struggling with Philadelphia was struggling with Houston last we heard, and I think Houston pulled that one out. There it is. No, Philly did. 114-104, the final score. 10-point win for the 76ers. Chicago came back against Miami to win, or they're up by 3, 107-104. That one's in the fourth quarter. Minnesota and New Jersey, the Nets getting a win, 103-97. Detroit now opening it up, and they win it by 19 over Sacramento, 114-95. 104-102. The Clippers, a 2-point win over Indiana. Boy, the Pacers continue to struggle, and San Antonio has a 15-point bulge on the Lakers. They are in the third. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Sports Channel. 10th anniversary special is next. Fire Behind the Flame at 11. Triumph Golf away at 11:30, and then Ski Quest comes along at midnight. Final score here from the Garden, 99-95. Celtics win it by 4. For Tom Heinsohn, I'm Mike Gorman. See you Friday, everybody.